Welcome to Sorry for the Delay episode 34. I'm your editor, Mia. In this week's episode, the boys announce the start of season 2, with this episode being the kickoff. We've been putting in a lot of hard work here behind the scenes of the show, so we hope you all enjoy the new look and sounds. On top of all that, the boys still give your weekly reasons to drink and end the episode off with a sweepstakes. Enjoy the show.
I'm so scared right now.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sorry for the Delay. We are your hosts. My name is Sean. This is Joshua. Joshua, it's been a minute, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah. No, you're right. It has been a minute. I mean, I think the last time we chatted, you were here in my home studio. But now you're back safely up in Washington, where you should be. I think next time you come down, they should probably revoke your boarding pass.
Agreed.
Just
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah, just saying. You and California don't do well together, so just stay up there. Let's keep things the way they are. But yeah, I'm good, Sean.
Nice, buddy. Nice. Let me acknowledge the elephant in the room before we start. So when I got to California, there's no elephant on that screen, Joshua. Just want to point that out. Sorry, didn't want to confuse you. When I got to California, everything was good. Took the laptop, gotta get some editing in. For whatever reason, maybe it was the high altitude or the drugs I took that night. I don't know.
I think we're at sea level here where I live, but okay.
I'm talking about when I was flying in the plane.
Oh,
just pointing that out. All right.
Got it.
Either way, my computer took a shit, lost everything. So we finally got everything back together. And what you're seeing now is a new revamped version of the YouTube videos. The biggest difference that you'll probably notice for people who watch is that it is no longer a black screen. It's a white screen. And there's going to be captions for us talking because I really like the way that was. So we're going to keep that going. Sometimes the captions are going to be wrong, which will be really funny, but it'll be cool. And the other change should just be to audio. Everything should sound a little bit clearer. Got a new box here, and everything should just sound better and look a little bit better overall. So it's more of an improvement than anything else. So Joshua, I'm calling this the start of season 2 of Sorry for the Delay, because everything's a little bit different, but we're still the same people. We're back for another season. We're knocking it out of the park. So to begin this new season, Joshua, let's keep going with what do you have in your cup today, buddy?
All right. So in my cup today, Sean, and I'm so glad you asked because we love to start things off fun, and I think fun sometimes starts with a little bit of what's in your cup. And so for what's in my cup today, I, my friend, am sipping on what is named a Moscow Mule. If you saw the coaster fall off of there, we use coasters around here. Shit gets all messed up.
Awesome.
on this desk right here. Yeah, so that's what that was. Coaster falling. But yeah, it's a Moscow Mule, Sean. And if for those who do not know what it goes into a Moscow Mule, again, you can make it however you want to. I made mine exactly how it is on screen right here. I promise. This is exactly how I made what's in my cup. Same ingredient,
right.
Same everything, same amounts, right? So what goes in a Moscow Mule? For the Moscow Mule, you're looking at 1.5 ounces of vodka. You're looking at 4 ounces of ginger beer. To top it off, you're looking at a 6 ounce of lime juice. I mean, I don't know how you even measure a sixth. Yeah, that's exactly what's in my cup.
God.
I mean, you see how big it is. Yeah, there's a sixth in there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, and then if you're a calorie conscious person, because I know we're it's summertime, we're watching our figures. We're trying to avoid our belly buttons going from innies to outies. So we're staying calorie conscious here. Roughly about, depending on what you put in it, a Moscow Mule has around 120 calories per 170 milliliters, whatever that is, do measurements, math or whatever, but that's just what they're saying. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it's a calorie conscious drink, but that is what's in my cup today, Sean. How about your cup? What's in your cup today, Sean?
It's not bad. Joshua, so my cup is a little different today. I'm actually drinking something that you dislike. So there goes that sponsorship. I'm drinking a Cutwater Mai Tai. So it's a mixed drink in a can. Joshua is not a fan. Look at me rhyming. I'm a poet. Didn't even know it. But I love these things. They give me the sensation of being on a beach in Hawaii, looking at turtle ass, just beautiful turtles and their asses and their eggs. It's amazing. I love it. So personally, I think this is my favorite one. Joshua hates these ones. He also hates the margarita ones. I love the margarita ones. There's just something about drinking a margarita from a can that makes me feel good, So that's what's in my cup, buddy.
Hate is kind of a strong word. If you try these drinks, don't go into it expecting like an overwhelming taste of like alcohol. For me, they were very sweet.
They are very sweet, yes.
Yeah, so it was a little too sweet for me. What I would probably recommend for my palate, or if you have a similar one, is I would take, this is probably stupid, like who's going to do this, but if I had to tolerate it, I would probably take that can, open that can, and probably pour it over ice, a nice tall glass of ice or something like that to kind of like subdue the sugar or subdue whatever they're putting in there.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty strong. So try it Sean's way, go original. And then maybe mix it up if it's too sweet. Just add some ice to it. Because
to be fair, Joshua, I am doing it the way you do it. I do have a bunch of ice in here, mainly because I want to keep it cold. Because it's always better when it's super, super cold. But you're right. The ice does help dilute the sweetness. So it is still delicious, though.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Because I'm not buying those. I'll let you bring those over next time you come down to visit. Because I won't buy those things. They're a little... Yeah. My style.
Oh man. All right, let's move on, Joshua. Let's keep going in this adventure here. I know we got a lot to talk about. So let's start with, I don't know, do you have anything to drink for, Joshua? Do you have any holidays, this days in history? What do you got? What do you got for us, buddy?
Occasionally I circle back, and one thing I haven't done, I think in the last few episodes, is I haven't gotten everybody caught up with how many days in the year we got left. So I thought this is just a refresher, because I figured doing it every episode was a little like, okay, 7 days later. Okay, we get it, Joshua. We get it. We know how to count 7 days from the last days. So
at least you do. I don't.
So I'm throwing it back out there just as a reminder, So for the rest of the year, we're looking at about 225 days left until this year's over. So that's about 32 weeks. So
32 weeks?
Yeah, we got around 32 weeks left in the year, and we're not quite at the halfway mark. So we're sitting at about 61.48% left, for the year to get through. It's a lot of detail there. Haven't done it in a while, but I thought I'd just kind of plug that in there, because we're almost at that 50% mark for the year. And the years seem to go by faster, especially when you get older, as most of you know. The busier we get. So just once again, the year's kind of going along. So hopefully, whether you've been with us from the beginning or you're just jumping in now, hope your year's been good, because we're getting through 2024, guys, and it's been fun so far. But you're right, Sean. I also do have some This Days in History. And I also have some holidays. Where would you like me to start?
Holidays.
Where would the sleepy guy in the back like me to start?
Start with the boring ones. It's always the This Days in Histories that are kind of boring.
I know.
It's always like school, fucking. Right? It's like, it feels like we're in school, and it's always something stupid like, oh, the Nazis burned down a church this day, or it was like the first car was the first car was totaled in America. It's always stuff like that. It's never anything like Godzilla was the first creature on Earth or some shit like that. So,
I don't want to lead with boring. I don't want to lead with boring. I try not to lead with boring, and this shouldn't be boring, because this is a very, very important topic, and it actually passed not that long ago. In 1918, the U.S. House of Representatives passes the amendment allowing women to vote. This is a very, very, very important thing. Not boring.
That is not
very
boring.
Important.
That is actually very important. Thank you, women, for coming along with us to vote. Appreciate you and your decisions.
And when I read that, because I'm not a big historian, we kind of use this podcast to kind of get caught up in history. I was like, man, that's actually not that long ago. 1918, women were barely allowed, to vote. I mean, I really hope I didn't fuck that date up. I looked it up on Google, and that's just what they gave me. But man, it just seems a little inappropriate. That should have been passed a long time ago. I think we all got rights, and I think I'm very happy that both sides and everybody's allowed to vote now, because voting is very important. We got a big, later in the year, we got a big election coming up. So I thought I'd just throw it out that every vote matters. So thank you, the House of Representatives, for making it okay for everybody to vote. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing everyone to vote. We appreciate you.
And for you in the back who fell asleep during that, don't worry. It's okay. You'll catch up at some point. You'll catch up at some point. For the second one on this day in history, on May 21st. How about this one, Sean? This one kind of like, so I'm throwing this out there because this kind of ties into, we did a segment on episode 18, and the segment was called Trends versus Value. Okay, so this is a little bit of a rewind. I found something in the past here. So again, trend versus value. So in 2013, Microsoft announces the release of the Xbox One. Sean, do you remember that?
Okay.
Did you buy an Xbox One?
I did buy an Xbox One. I didn't buy it on launch day because at the time I did not have that much money to spend. So I ended up buying it about like 2 months later. So, but I did. I was on that fanboy train.
Okay, so again, trend versus value, right? You got in, not right away. You weren't catching a trend. You're like, you know what? I just want to play video games. So, Sean, do you remember how much you paid for that Xbox back in 2013? Or maybe somebody listening remembers how much they paid.
I want to say
Xbox.
It was like a fucking $3.99 or some shit. It was either $3.99 or $4.99.
Okay, Sean, your memory serves you well, my friend, because back in 2013, believe it or not, that Xbox One costed around $499.
Yep. Yeah, that's what yep. I mean, anything with money, Joshua, I remember. I remember spending every penny I owned and where it went.
Again, trend versus value, right? You paid $499 for that. So how many years later? I'm not going to do that math because it's pretty simple. So today, Sean, how much do you think that Xbox One costs in 2023?
Today it's probably going to cost like $150, like $150 or some shit.
Today, Sean. Go ahead.
But the thing is, Joshua, the value isn't the cost of the item right now. It was what I got from that entire time span.
I'm glad you're diving into this, Sean. So, I'm glad you're doing this.
Like for me, if I got over $500 worth of value, then I'm going to say that's a win. And I feel like I did get that because I would play games religiously on that thing. I'm talking like probably, if you put it in the span of years, I probably spent like a total of my 2-year lifespan completely playing games on that machine for the entirety of its lifespan. So I think that's worth at least $500.
I do agree with you. And I'm glad you dove into that because some people see gaming consoles as not a very like value. It's maybe trendy, this whole kind of movement that's happening with video games and just how expensive things are. But today, just if you're curious, if you want to go into, GameStop or one of these places that'll buy, a console or you can buy one from. So today, that same Xbox is anywhere between $154 and $211.
Fucking nailed it on the head, baby. Yeah. Nailed it on the head. That's
so
awesome.
You can experience that same fun today, all these years later, for $154 up to $211, my friend. So yeah, if you don't have a console and you want one, they're still great, and they're much cheaper today than they are back then.
They were. Yeah. But see, here's the thing though, Joshua. Here's the thing. This is where it kind of falls into a trend, right? It's like anything with entertainment, right? So if you watch, like, let's say you watch a movie for the first time in the theater, there's just something about watching a movie for the first time. Like, let's go back to Star Wars, right? Let's say you watch Star Wars for the first time in a theater and you're like, this is amazing, right? And you're 12 years old. And then cut to 24 years later, right? You're watching that same Star Wars movie in your home theater, but it's not as good as you remember, you know? So anybody going back on these older consoles, I feel like if this is their first time playing these consoles, it's going to be like, why did they even play this kind of thing? You know, like the graphics look terrible. Like maybe the gameplay is as janky as like fucking, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just feeling like that first experience for somebody now versus back then is probably going to be a bad one, you know, because everybody's so used to having their phones and like the graphics look amazing and it's like all AI driven now, and I can make a song with Drake and it'll be just fine, you know? So
yeah. Yeah, but I agree with you. I think it was a good investment, a good investment. But moving on, I got one more for you. One more this day in history. All right, this is kind of a big one. This one is related. I think this one is relatable to you, and I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you feel about this particular this day in history, or just how it may affect you and the decisions you can make, and some of the rest of us too, because that applies to us. All right, here you go. So on this day in history, on May 21st, in 2019, Washington State announces it will legalize human composting. Interesting enough, Sean. This also is legal in Colorado, Oregon, Vermont, New York, Nevada, Arizona, Maryland, and California.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this just goes back to a topic that we had a long time ago, Joshua, about like, what would you want to do when you died? Like, would you rather be cremated or some shit like that? But I think you want it to be planted as a tree or some shit, right?
That I mean, or a tree growing out of me. I mean, one of the other. I mean, however that.
I mean, this just gives you the legal right to do that now. So, because now you're going to be composted into a tree. So, I'm all for it, buddy. I'm all for it. I mean, this is the sad truth, everybody. We're all going to die. You're going to die. I'm going to die. Joshua's going to die. His puppies are going to die. It's inevitable. All right. What happens after that? Who gives a shit? You're not going to know. I'm not going to know. Like, so what's the point? You know? So if you set out in your will that you want to be made into a tree, this law just makes it so that I can do that for you. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for choices, Joshua.
You're passing this law. You're when the box shows up at your house, when the little bubble, when you look at that bubble, you're easily filling that thing out. Like it should come pre-filled out when it shows up to your house. You're doing that.
Yeah.
Human
I'm putting my
composting.
fingerprints on it in blood. That's how confident I am with that passing of law.
All right. Well, I think I'm with you. The only thing that I would make me nervous about this whole human composting thing is like, if they set you aside to be composted, like, are they really like, you know, are they really putting you underneath like a bed of like tomatoes? Are they putting you under a bed of, you know, things that people are going to be eating this stuff? Like, were they composting you, and where are you going? And like, how's this like?
Who cares, Joshua? You're dead. You're dead, bro. You're dead. It doesn't matter. They're gonna put you outside of like a urinal. That's what they're doing, buddy.
I mean, is Home Depot gonna like buy up, you know, human compost and next to the chicken turd, you know, in the bags out there? Shit. Like, there's gonna be real humans, you know, in this bag, and it's gonna be like a thing of people smiling and waving, like, you know, get the real people out of this bag. You know, put them.
Can you imagine
safe.
like accidentally opening that bag and just seeing like a human finger that didn't get all the way like ground up? Like, oh, bro.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Human composting, for however that is good. I mean, I don't know. It just, I found that striking. You know, it's pretty, pretty awesome.
A little striking
that you could do that. But yeah. So okay, thumbs up for me. Thumbs up from you. The audience,
thumbs up.
You like human composting? You're gonna put, you know, somebody
give us a thumbs up in those comments if you wanna become a tree later.
Yeah, you want to human compost yourself. You want to do that to yourself. So that was my this days in history. Some of them, you know, kind of interesting. Some not. You know, maybe somebody woke up in the back aisle, back of the row back there. I don't know. Maybe you're still sleeping.
I mean, that one I feel like somebody woke up for. They talk about human composting. I'm like, all right, I'm all for it. Hey, what if we're thinking about this in the wrong way, Joshua? What if human compost is just talking about our shit? You know, what if it's like you
I-
can legally fucking shit in your yard and call it compost? Did we even think about that?
When I looked it up, they made it. I read it like you would be literally being your human self, your biological body is now going to be used as dirt to fertilize
All
some
right,
kind
well,
of plant or,
Okay, forgive me. There you go.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it really matters, but shit, that's kind of
No, it
crazy.
doesn't.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, that is my on this day in history. But I did also research, as I usually do, because now we have reasons to drink. We started off drinking. We got into the season history. Let's think about some holidays, Sean. Let's think about why some of us do drink, as for profession or just for just to have fun. The first one I got for you, I mean, I don't know, professional drinkers, are they called alcoholics?
I'm a
I don't
professional
know.
drinker.
Yeah, I don't know. The first one I got for you. Hopefully this keeps you awake. And this is kind of a PSA maybe. We're going to start this one off with National Memo Day.
National Memo Day
Is today. Sean.
like a note, like memo,
Like a memo.
note?
Like
Okay.
legit, if you have something to say for somebody and maybe you've been holding off on it, maybe the memo was written a while ago, you're ready to say something. Sean, is there anything that you want to say? Or we could circle back to it later. Maybe you want to talk about something later. But I just want to I'm planting it out. I'm putting it out there now. You can talk about
Seed,
it.
all right.
Do you have a memo? Do you want to send out to the world a PSA on today? Something you want to say?
I don't. Well, you know what? We did miss it, so I'm sorry for that. So the memo that I want to send out, the PSA is, hey, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We did miss it. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to your mom. Happy Mother's Day. It is difficult, especially with Joshua and I, to deal with any of us like this. We're very difficult people, and we're probably very difficult teens. Some of us drinking and driving. Others staying by creeks. But shout out to all the moms out there. Hey, you deserve a day, and you deserve many days. So thank you for what you're doing. That's my memo. Happy Mother's Day. Sorry we missed it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm just gonna hop on board with that, Sean. That is a good memo. We did miss that, and I couldn't have said it better. Happy to all the moms out there. Thank you to gosh, I was just gonna say something there, but I'm not going to right now. I'm gonna filter
All right, well.
myself for what I was just gonna say.
Yeah. Can't start season 2, Joshua, on a weird note.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. So yeah, good memo, Sean. Good memo. Moving on to the next one. This one's kind of weird. This one's kind of weird, Sean. Today is also National Talk Like Yoda Day.
A little
like
weird,
Yoda.
yes.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna talk like Yoda.
Yeah,
Every time he speaks, I get confused, but that's because I have a small, smooth brain. So I just get confused.
And I'm glad you mentioned the way he speaks, because you know what I did when I found out it was Yoda Day? What do you think I did? I went out and I looked up the top Yoda quotes. You interested in knowing? I mean,
I am 100% interested in knowing what the top Yoda quote is. It's got to be something like, fuck. What's the one can I remember? Can I even remember one
take a
Yoda
guess.
quote?
Take a guess as a Yoda quote. Put it if somebody wants to put a Yoda quote in the comment, and I don't want you to go look it up like I did. If you want to put up your top Yoda quote, go ahead and put it in there, And if it has a mention of me or Sean in it, we're going to know that it wasn't really Yoda who said that shit. You guys are just trolling. We know what the fuck you guys are doing. But yeah, give me your top Yoda quote, Sean, because I think it's like 1, 2, 3. I got like 5 over here.
Oh, fuck, it's like he says like something like there is no do, there's only try, or there's no try, there's only do. Is that what he says? Am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know.
I don't know any fucking Yoda
something
quotes.
that somebody wrote in Sharpie in the fucking bathroom at work or something. Are you sure that came from Yoda? Shit. Like an outhouse.
I think it was right there next to.
You know?
It was right next to "Have a good time, you must."
Right over the glory hole. You know, just like. What the fuck?
All right, lay on some quotes, Joshua. Let me hear. Let me
right.
refresh my smooth brain.
all right. This is a series of them. I tried to pick shorter ones because we know reading is tough. We know. And when you're trying to read Yoda quotes, good luck because they don't fucking make sense anyways. So,
especially out of context. Let's go.
Yeah. If you're not watching Star Wars and seeing how this is all being broken down, it does get kind of weird. So let me give you a couple here. Okay. Here's the first Yoda quote. I wish I had a Yoda like audio voice changer right now. That'd be great, but I don't. All right, so the first one I got you. Here we go. Yoda. This is from Yoda himself. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
I do remember that one. And if you think about it, that's one of the least like Yoda-y like lines, you know what I mean? Because he's not like saying it backwards. He's kind of like just
feeding you some shit.
Yeah.
Like, is that like, did you find that on a fortune cookie? Does Yoda eat Chinese food? And he's like, you know what? I'm going to use that one when I'm talking to Luke, you know, Obi-Wan. I'm going to use that shit. That was a little too not like Yoda. But I got another one here. So here's the second one. Many of the truths that we are sealing. Oh, fuck. I fucked this one up.
All right, well.
All right. It's sealing. Yeah.
Reading is hard, everybody.
Stay in school. Reading is hard. We could cut that part out. Okay, here we go. For the second Yoda quote I got for you. When you look at the dark side, careful you must, for the dark side looks back.
Okay. It's not bad. Not a bad quote. I don't hate it.
Okay. I got another one. Here's the other one for you, the one I could not read. Many of the truths that we cling to depend on your point or depend on our point of view.
I don't like that one. That does not sound very Yoda-y.
You don't like that either. That was a fortune cookie one, even though I fucked it up the second time trying to read that shit.
Yeah. I mean, you barely got that one out, but yeah.
Dude.
It was a fortune cookie one.
Holy shit. All right, my last one. My last Yoda quote. And I wish I could talk like Yoda. And I think this one can relate. I didn't pull up the statistic to a lot of people that are about to hear this right now. Happens to every guy. Sometimes this does.
Yoda and erectile dysfunction, baby. Let's go.
Hey, Yoda, yeah. I mean, Yoda, was ahead of his time. Homeboy was like, 800 years old, however this dude was. Like, the dude had some kind of ED going on. I mean, use the Force.
Oh, yeah.
There's all kinds of references there that the dude was trying to
force Luke.
You can, that scene where Luke was trying to raise the ship out of the water. He's like, get it up. We knew what Yoda was really referencing. Like when he's waving his little hand, the hand doesn't even work no more. Like, carpal tunnel and shit. Can't even jerk off either. You know what I mean? He's basically screwed. Poor Yoda. Should be nicer to Yoda.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
Those are my Yoda quotes for National Talk Like Yoda Day.
Very cool. Joshua, we got to get the people in. I mean, I think we've gotten the people kind of used to the halfway point here. And we're almost to the halfway point. But going on into the future for the season 2 and onward, there may be some ads coming. We're about to legalize this bitch, and sometimes you need to make some money. And this week, Joshua, we are sponsored. That's right, we're sponsored by us. Sorry for the delay. We're promoting our Instagram and our fucking, mostly just the Instagram, I guess, because that's where they're going to find a lot of our social media stuff that's going to be coming out. So on Instagram, go ahead and just look us up. I believe our handle, I'll have to cut this so we can cut for time because I don't fucking remember our handle, Joshua, because I'm the worst at this.
How do
but
I remember the handle? Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking because it's long. Anyways, this week, sponsored by us ourselves. Look up us on our Instagram. Sorry for the delay pod. So that's Instagram. Sorry for the delay pod. Check out our social media on there. Check out the little videos that we've been posting. Mostly just unboxes, but I think there's going to be a few more going on in the future within the next few weeks. We're going to be using that a lot more. So that's who we are sponsored by this week, Joshua. Ourselves and our Instagram. So, but just so you guys can get ready for that, just heads up, it's happening. It's going to happen. But that's all I got. So quick and easy. So let's move on, buddy.
Was that your memo? Was that memo 2 that you wanted to send out? I mean,
that is memo 2. Follow us on Instagram. Sorry for the delay pod. Sorry for the delay pod. That's a full thing. Sorry for the delay pod. No numbers.
Yeah. And so, then
that's my second memo.
A website soon to follow. We won't.
Oh yeah, website soon to follow.
Teaser.
We don't need to tease it. Everybody knows the link for it, but it's not up yet. So if you don't know the link, I'm not going to spoil it yet because then it's going to confuse
I don't
people.
even know the link.
We're only sponsored by the Instagram this week, Joshua. Only sponsored by the Instagram. Sorry for the delay pod on Instagram. I'll say it again. Sorry for the delay pod on Instagram. Only sponsored by that one this week. Moving on.
All right, moving on. Gosh darn it. What do we got
Joshua,
to move on to? Yeah.
Let's talk about your background because it feeds into what I wanted to talk about this week, and I wanted to give a little trip report. So describe that background for everybody.
Okay, so this background is actually inspired by a recent trip, and I don't know how much detail Sean is going to go into on the way he's going to break down this trip, but the trip we took was to the Firestone Walker Brewing Company, which is about, right? Did I say that correctly? Trip to Firestone Walker Brewing Company.
It sounded weird.
I know it did, right?
Weird when you said that.
Shit, I fucked that up. They're pretty usual. So yeah, we took a trip to the brewery, which is awesome. And luckily enough, it's much closer than Disneyland. It wasn't an 8-hour drive from where I'm at. It was closer than that. It took about 2 hours south from where I live. And honestly, I would highly recommend, if it's within means of your driving distance, going and checking it out because it is an experience. There is a hotel across the street. So if 2 hours is too far for you, or if you're coming from further away, then you may want to think about some sleeping arrangements because nobody wants to go anywhere, drink, and then what do you got to do after that? You got to drive, right? Which we've already talked about. You don't want to drink and drive. Just be responsible. I don't care if you got a self-driving Tesla. Don't do anything stupid. You still will get a DUI even if your Tesla drives you home, you drunk ass. Not going to work. So it was an awesome trip. Again, highly recommend it. So before we got there, we ended up going to a restaurant, and I don't know if Sean's going to talk about his restaurant experience, but I'll give you a little bit of mine. The restaurant experience, the ambiance was actually pretty cool. I mean, the way they have that whole thing set up, plays off of an actual brewery theme, a lot of wrought iron and rusty, just kind of cool looking, very, very, very cool setting. We ended up sitting outside, which it was a pleasant day. It was like in the 80s or whatever, which, closer you get down south from where we live, obviously from Sean, further you get down to the equator, it gets nicer looking. So it was a pleasant day. The food at the restaurant was, I never like to talk badly about places, so I'll just leave it at, they may have had a different cook in the restaurant that day. Because everything we know about it, the food should be pretty solid. Lots of flavor. Not that ours wasn't, but let's just say it wasn't up to normal kind of like salt and pepper standards flavor. Presentation beautiful, but lacking a little bit of overall flavor, so that was maybe just a one-off, maybe just having a bad day back there or whatever it was. But food was decent. They got a whole lot of beers on tap, obviously, because it's a brewery. I tried a bunch of them. I didn't list all the ones I actually tried, but I'll give you a few that I did try. So obviously I tried the 805 Blonde Ale. That's about 4.7 alcohol per volume, so it's not high. I also tried the 805 Cerveza Lager with lime. That one was actually pretty tasty. If you've ever had a Corona with a little bit of lime splashed in there, that's what your 805 Cerveza Lager with lime is going to taste like. So give that one a try. That was high up on my list. I also tried the Double Barrel Ale. That's their DBA. That's the British
DBA.
Pale Ale.
Ooh, yeah.
That's about 5% alcohol by volume. That was pretty tasty. And then I started getting into the other stuff. I had to try something that was a little, kind of on the far shelf, but still had flavor to it, which I thought it was really good. It's called the Cali Squeeze Blood Orange. Oh, yeah. That's a wheat ale. That's a 5% alcohol percentage. That one is actually pretty tasty. It's light, flavorful, an easy drinker. I would recommend that if you're kind of getting into beer and you don't want it to taste like a crazy beer or something else. I tried the Mind Haze. That's popular. That's their hazy IPA. That one gets higher up in the alcohol content. It's a 6.2%. Also did the Mind Haze Brain Melter. That one melted my brain a little bit. I'm not going to lie. That one got me a little silly. I did like that one, though. That's their Imperial Hazy IPA. And then moving on to the Mind Haze Cosmic Crusher I tried. The Double DBA. That's the Imperial Ale aged in bourbon barrels. Believe it or not, folks, that is a very full body, flavorful,
sweet
beverage
beer.
Super good. I found it delightful. Let me use a word, delightful.
Delightful.
Yeah, delightful. Oh, isn't that such a nice word? And that one by alcohol was 12.3%. So all of those I tried much more, but everything I tried and I just mentioned, I highly recommend. Everybody's got their own flavor palette. But go out there, try it. Try some of those beers. But overall it was a good experience. And then Sean will probably talk about the little adventure we took after the restaurant experience that we had. But overall for me, A+. Everybody should go, but get sleeping arrangements because it's never good to drink and drive.
Never drink and drive, boys and girls.
Never.
But yeah, Joshua, you tried a lot of beers. I'm there with Joshua. I tried pretty much everything Joshua had and everything they had to offer on the menu, which is freaking awesome. I'll go ahead and share my screen here and you guys can see. I want to start here. I'll start with the food. This is a picture of the food here. This is the spread that we had here. All the samples and stuff here. But Josh was right. The food, unfortunately, wasn't the best part of it. You're going to a brewery, so I got to give them the pass on that one. Food may not be the best thing, but it was still passable. I didn't hate it, but it did really not have that much flavor. I got the fish and chips. Probably should have got the burger. It seemed like the burger was probably the way to go, but fish and chips really didn't have any flavor to it. But other than that, the beer was delicious. There's nothing like drinking an 805, fresh. There's just this sweet honey aspect to it that just makes you just cream your pants. It's beautiful. I love it. But I also had what was it? The DBA one. Yeah, the DBA one was delicious too. Not a creamer, but still a pretty solid drink. But the food, food, just meh. So if you're going to go for food, probably skip that. But we did take the tour of the facility there where they brew all the beer. And I'll kind of start with where they have you in here. So this is where you kind of start and where you end everything. But you can see on the wall here, there's a bunch of different samples that they give you. So they give you 4 samples. They give you 1 at the beginning of the tour, and then they give you 3 others at the end. And you can basically try whatever you want, and you don't have to you can get the same thing over and over again if you wanted to. My dad got the Cerveza one pretty much his entire time there, because that was his favorite one.
If I could interject,
really start you.
If I could interject really quick, go back to that picture. Go back to the picture. Go back to that slide. Let's say, okay, so Sean's got a menu up there, right? If I kind of lucked out when we hit this spot right here, and the reason I lucked out is because currently my girlfriend is not drinking, right? So this is just a little bit of maybe your workaround here. So because you get what'd you say it was, you get 2 testers, or no, you get 4
so you get,
total, right?
You get 1 to start, and then you get 3 at the end.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is take somebody who doesn't like to drink, are currently not drinking, because I lucked out, because every drink that my girlfriend was supposed to get being on tour, guess who got to try more? This guy. So just a little hack, if you want to go on this tour, it's a great tour of the facility, but just know there's going to be a bonus at the end if you bring the friend that doesn't drink. So think about them when you go here, because it could work out in your favor.
Joshua was literally able to try 90% of this menu because of that. So, that's a great freaking tip, Joshua. So bring your sober friend. Moving on from there. So then they put you into this room here. Here's the room, or here's the picture of the Central Coast. They had this up there. I thought it was kind of cool, but at the same time, I thought it was weird, because I was like, they're not from the Central Coast. And I was like, but they're representing the Central Coast. So I was like, I can't be mad at it. But that video that's playing in the background was shot in Aptos, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. So there was that. And then, do I have a picture of the room?
And I grew up, the video they shot, I grew up riding, because I rode BMX for 18 years. I grew up riding in some of the same spots. I know they visually did a lot of mountain biking stuff, but I grew up riding on a lot of those same trails. So it was cool to watch that.
Which is freaking awesome. And then right next to that, literally right across from that little spot right there, they put you in this room here. They give you your first drink. And then we had our tour guide. Our tour guide is this gentleman back here in the back. I forgot his name, Joshua. Do you remember his name? Because he was looking at you like you were a snack the entire time.
That dude, me and that dude had locked eyes since the minute I got there.
We're not even joking, everybody. We're not joking. This man never lost his sight.
And I don't want people to think, oh, this is some kind of sexual thing. No, this is just it was a bromance, man. This guy was looking me dead in the eyes. I was looking him in the eyes, and there was an exchange of information. And he was a cool dude. He was. He was freaking awesome. He had a lot of information, which I really appreciate. I always appreciate people that just got information in. That guy gave a good tour. A shout out to that dude. I forget his name though.
Yeah.
Let's call him Luke.
And so that actually leads me to what I wanted to talk about after I got full circle on here. Joshua, did you know? I mean, you do know now, but for the audience, did you know the Firestone Walker Brewery is actually related to the Firestone tires?
I didn't know that, but I had an inclination going into this that, Firestone's a pretty well-known name, but I didn't know that going into this, and that young gentleman did break that down for us on that tour.
Yep. That was freaking insane. That's one of the craziest facts I learned, was that they are related by family. And the other fun fact that we learned on this is kind of pertains to what your background image is. The bear and the lion actually represent the 2 people who started this. So the bear represents the gentleman from England who helped start this. Or sorry, the lion represents the gentleman from England who started this. And the bear represents the gentleman from California who started this. I fucking forgot their names. Forgive me. But I thought that was cool either way. To have the bear and the lion on there, just because, strength and shit. So that was really fun. And then further into the tour, I'll kind of just blow through some of these slides here. This is where they bottled some of the stuff. They were doing 805, and then they switched it over. So they started doing the Cali Squeeze as we were going through there. But those bottles like run like 100 bottles per second, and they fill them all up, and then they cap them off, and they send them through these little chutes up there, and they get boxed up, which I thought was pretty fucking crazy. And then obviously, if you've never seen a brewery, they have these giant vats where all the beer is being made and held, which is pretty fucking cool. Like each one of these things holds, I think he said it was like 500 gallons of beer.
Yeah.
So,
and the pictures don't do it justice. I mean, those things are huge. And one of the fun facts that I did pay attention to is a lot of those cylinders you're seeing so the roof wasn't put on until after a lot of those giant cylinders, those giant holding tanks were put in place. So it's kind of it's awesome to see in person. It is loud. Actually, those are the tanks. I think he said those were 75 feet in diameter. Those particular tanks.
Yep. So these are the exact tanks you're talking about, Joshua. They put these tanks in first, and then they put the floor down. Like, it's fucking crazy. And those tanks basically, so from start, the far frame over here on the left is the start of where everything goes. It basically, all the hops and stuff go into this can here. They get shredded until it's just the hops. Then it goes to another thing where it gets boiled. And then it goes so on and so forth into like this, basically this process. And you can kind of see in this photo here, some of the hops and stuff inside there. And this is kind of what the beer making process is, which is still fucking amazing. Oh, look at us. Look at how cute we look.
And if you're a home brewer, this should inspire you. You know, a lot of this starts with an idea and a little bit of imagination. And then when you scale this, it's pretty fucking awesome. So if you got a dream of becoming a brewer, this company was a very small company before it turned into this. And it's a mega, facility. So don't be discouraged. Get out there. If you have a thing for brewing, do it.
Yeah, if you got a dream, fucking let it happen. So we did that, and that was fucking amazing. I got a shirt and stuff. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And then that was pretty much the whole trip. It was just mainly just relaxing and chilling out at home. But Joshua, I did do two things. I got some fucking tiki drinks. We went to a place called Hula's in Santa Cruz. For those of you who know, you know.
But that was when you got back, right? That was.
Yeah, this is when we got back.
Okay.
Yeah, this is upon return after we settled everything down. But we went to Hula's. Joshua totally ditched me for that, so I still haven't forgave him for this. But I wanted to point this out. This is probably one of the best Mai Tais I've had in a very long time. So cut back earlier, drinking one of these cut waters, right? Delicious Mai Tai, by the way, sponsor me. But that Hula's Mai Tai, just something about a fresh Mai Tai is amazing.
What goes into a Mai Tai?
No idea. No idea.
How do you not know?
No idea what goes into a Mai Tai. It's just happiness. Happiness and the tears of like Hawaiian women. It's delicious. But best one I've ever had, right there in that cup. And then the second drink that I got, Joshua, was this cool looking cup. It looks like a turkey meets one of those Stonehenge skulls or Easter Island heads. And I was like, this is amazing. And I believe this one was, if I remember correctly, I had the Mai Tai and I had the zombie. This was the zombie.
Is that supposed to be like a turkey, like, hugging it from behind or something? You know what I mean? Like
I'm not sure. And I couldn't find it. So I wanted to pull it up here. So if anybody knows what it is or what it means, let me know. Like, cause my best guess is that it's like fertility. That's the only thing I can manage to think of. Right. So if anybody knows, please leave it in the comments. But then Joshua, I had a question for you. So we were in Capitola, and we went to this lighthouse. Have you ever been to this lighthouse over here? It's where, for those of you who are local to the area, it is where the crow's nest is, and it's like on the other side of the levee.
Yeah, so I've been to that lighthouse many a times, and if people know what skimboarding is, I used to skimboard for a number of years as well. I've always been an extreme sports person. To the left of that frame there, that picture, there's actually a really good skimboarding spot. If you're into skimboarding, so yeah, I've been out there quite a number of times, and yes, sunsets, drinks, memories, things I want to forget. Yes, I've been there.
Things I want to forget.
I've been to that location. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, that's all I wanted to know. Anyways, so that was my trip in a nutshell. It was really fun. I was happy to see you, Joshua. Happy we got to do a lot of stuff together. It was really cool. So hopefully I get to go back down sometime soon. Or I think the plan is for you guys to come back up. I don't know. Something's happening, but who knows? We'll figure it out once it happens. So let's move on now, Joshua. We only have 10 minutes left, and let's cut to some fun finds or anything else you want to talk about, buddy.
I kind of messed this one up. I really don't have a fun find, but I do have something in the works that I want to do later, maybe the next episode or the coming episode. Okay. I went out and I went to Target. Because that's where everybody shops in small towns, right? Target, who doesn't go to a freaking Target or a Walmart or some shit, big box billionaire company or whatever. I went out and I bought this game right here, and I think maybe in the coming episodes we're gonna do something a little different. It's actually a trivia game. It's a ESPN. Trivia night.
I saw that game. I saw that same game. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking about working this in somehow. So if you guys like trivia, be on the lookout for maybe one of these next coming episodes where we're going to introduce some trivia questions, get you guys in on this, the listeners, and maybe we'll ask some questions that Sean won't answer and I won't answer. And if you answer the question, there's talks of giveaways. There's talks of merch. There's all kinds of things in the works.
It's the giveaway season, baby.
Yeah, 'tis the season. We're not just like Santa Claus. We don't empty our bag one time a year. We're happy to empty our bag for each one, one of you listeners. So be on the lookout for a little bit of trivia in these coming episodes. Be a part of it. Answer some of these things, and just don't Google it though. Don't go out there and be like, I'm gonna Google this. Like, give your genuine guess. Because nobody likes to know it all. Nobody likes that person. Everybody fucking hits them with a, bar of soap or some shit. I don't know. I was going with that, but yeah, look for that. That was my fun find. A little bit of trivia. It's coming your way, and let's have some fun.
There you go. Even better, buddy. I guess we'll get to this. So because I lost pretty much everything, Joshua, I don't remember what our last one. I don't think I put out the last unboxing on the socials yet. So for those of you who've been watching the podcast and listening to the podcast, you have the better opportunity here. So this is the last Universal Monsters that we have to unbox, right? And I said throughout this entire time that we are going to be giving one of these away to a very lucky person. And the way it's going to work is the first person to comment on this video and the social video that's going to come out for this, there's going to be 2 giveaways. So you can win it twice if you really wanted to. But the first person to comment on at least this video with the order that we unboxed all of these in, so from first character to the last character, in order, will receive one of these bad boys. Does that make sense, Joshua? Did I explain that correctly?
Yeah, I think you got it. And if it didn't make sense, there's a button at the bottom of this recording that you can rewind. Again, I don't want to sound like a know-it-all or smart ass. Like, this is why teachers slap me around in the classroom. Like, hey, Joshua, shut the fuck up. Like, this is why this happened to me growing up. So, yeah, there's a button. You can rewind it, slow it down, play it at the level you're able to understand and comprehend. I do this all the time.
All you got to do to win is comment the order in which we open these up. So what characters came first, second, third, fourth, so on. That's it. That's all we're looking for. And then once you do that, we'll give you guys probably till, I don't know, the middle of next month. We'll see how it works. We'll see how long we'll give you guys.
And you gotta have a valid, mailing address. You gotta have some way of us to be able to get this to you. So if you want to take advantage of these fun little things, you got to provide the information because we are like the sorry for delay Santa Clauses.
Yes, sir.
So we got to get all the information for you to get you some shit. So provide that.
So keep your DMs open.
Yes.
Yeah, keep your DMs open and just listen out for it. So with that being said, Joshua, let's go ahead and open the final Universal Monsters figure as we start with every unboxing. Oh, yes. Just tear all the paper away. First off, we start with the chair. But nobody likes the chair because it's just the chair. Nothing in the chair, to be honest with you.
I like it like nobody likes the chair.
Sad. Nobody wants the chair, buddy. Nobody wants that. Oh, shit. Also, nobody wants me to drop the thing. All right. There it is. Right here. Beautiful. Beautiful bad boy. Let's go ahead and open that. So this is the last one, Joshua. This is the last.
All right.
The last one.
I see it.
Oh, he wrapped up. He wrapped up good. He's secondary wrapped up, which is kind of weird.
That's what she said.
Here he is. It is the Wolfman. Look at him. Beautiful. Incredible. Go ahead and I'll just put him on his fucking chair. Why not? It's the last one. I'll do what I want.
Good old Wolfman.
This is fucking chair.
Everybody needs a Wolfman in their
chair.
life.
Look at that. The Wolfman. Go ahead and sit him down right here. He doesn't even want to fucking sit down. He doesn't want to sit in this fucking chair, bro. They never want to sit. Just a heads up. They never want to sit in the chair, by the way. So don't even bother. There you go. The Wolfman. The last one. Now the collection is complete. Oh, I feel like I can die happy, Joshua.
How many were in the collection? What was the number?
There
again?
were 3, 6, 9.
Bonus.
There was 9, and then there was a chase. But I knew we were never gonna get the chase because the chases on these ones are like fucking 1 in 1,000. So it's fucking stupid, crazy chasing. So, but for those of you looking, that's the card. His little card there.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful.
That's it, Joshua. That's all I have.
No, that's not all you have. We still got one more thing to get to. We have our fortune cookie, Sean. Can't forget about our fortune cookie.
That's right. How could I forget about the fortune cookie?
Yeah, everybody.
Joshua, go, give me that fucking fortune cookie. Share your screen and give us that fucking fortune cookie.
Yeah, so for the fortune cookie, everybody, the last few episodes, I had to reveal these cookies started getting me sick. I don't know if it's the food dye they use or the rotten eggs they're mixed into these damn things. They started making me sick. I was using up way too much triple ply on these fortune cookies. So I just said, you know what? We're going to go digital with these cookies for just a minute until we find a new supplier of cookies. Mm-hmm. So I am going to share my screen with everybody, and we're going to dive into our fortune.
Oh, yeah. If he can. Sometimes Joshua has a hard time. He's sometimes computer illiterate, but that's okay. We accept him for who he is, not what he is.
And there we go, everybody. We have touched down to Cookie Land. Are you ready, Sean, to land of the cookie right here?
I am.
Are you ready? You got the drum roll. You wanted something good? We're gonna get some good out of this cookie right here. Do you want a countdown? Should we give a countdown for this cookie?
Sure.
Okay. Give me a countdown. Give me a drum roll. Give me something. That's. Oh, dude, that just sounded like you're freaking. No, that's not gonna work. All right, everybody. Here's your fortune for May. What's the date today? May 21st. Here is your fortune for May 21st, 2024. Let's make it a good one. Here we go. For your fortune, everybody, seek out a new environment if you're stuck in a rut. You can see it on screen. I can read it again if you'd like.
I don't like it.
Should we open another one? Should we give the viewers one more cookie? Should we crack it one more time? It's digital.
Crack it one more time, Joshua.
Nobody's getting
It's digital.
diarrhea
You can
from
crack
the
it at the same
digital
time.
cookie.
That's
Nobody's
true,
getting
yeah.
sick.
Yeah, do it.
All right, here we go. Maybe this one will be better because your weak ass drum roll, whatever the hell you were spitting out your lips there. Let's try another one here. Here we go, everybody. For our second fortune for May 21st, 2024 is as follows. Fuck, this is gonna be worse. Watch this shit. Here we go.
That was the best
Open
drum
your
roll I can
cookie.
give you.
Here we go. For your second cookie, open your mind and your heart to good things.
No,
That, my friends, is your fortune.
sweet. I like that. Hey, wait, didn't these fortunes come with numbers before, or is this a different site?
No, this one didn't. No, this one didn't come. No, because you were doing the numbers on your end. I mean, there's the magic love 8 ball. I mean, there's some more games we can get into at some point right here, but I don't know if we want to get into the magic 8 ball. You know, yeah. So that is your fortune, everybody.
Shit.
Hopefully, one of those made sense to you because Sean didn't like the first one. Which I could imagine because he gave a weak ass German with his flappy lips over there, and his second one wasn't much better. I think I see a bunch of spit all over this microphone now. He's flapping around with his gums.
All right, well, I guess let me throw in some lucky numbers then while we're fucking here. So,
all right, let me start.
lucky number generator. I won't even share the screen. I'm just gonna generate the numbers and say it for you.
See it.
All right, here are your lucky numbers for the week. I'm just gonna do it fucking 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right. Here are your lucky numbers: 4, 5, 3, 2. Oh shit! Sorry.
Holy shit! I was gonna say, what are you? Is this a
fucked
countdown? Is this New Year's countdown? What the hell are you doing over there, man?
I completely screwed that up.
Somebody fix this guy's cup. What the fuck is in this guy's cup?
My cup is
Jesus
already.
Christ.
My cup is too full.
Jesus. Come on.
Once again, your lucky numbers are 4, 5, 32, 8, 23, 20, 14.
Okay.
Once again, just for the people in the back, so don't fuck this up.
Wake up.
Your lucky numbers are 4, 5, 32, 8, 23, 20, 14. There you go. Those are your lucky numbers for the week.
Good job,
and
John.
I think, Joshua,
you got it out. You got
thanks.
it out.
I appreciate
You got
that.
it out, buddy. Great.
And I think, Joshua, that pretty much covers everything this week. We talked about what we wanted to talk about. Had some sponsorships in there. Follow us on Instagram again. Sorry for the delay pod. Look us up. And, leave your comment with the sweepstakes if you want to do that. But, Joshua, any final words for the audience before we leave them?
Nothing groundbreaking other than thank you all for watching. Be on the lookout for the trivia. I'm kind of excited about the trivia. I do have some new ideas for these upcoming podcasts. Something different I'm going to try on this side over here for my studio, my home studio. So be on the lookout for that. You may see some changes. But again, thank you all for showing up. Even you who's been asleep the whole fucking time we've been on here. I appreciate you too. I'll see you next time.
Awesome. With that being said, thank you again for sticking with us. We hope you enjoy the new formats. I think that's it. All right. Thank you guys. See you next week. Deuces.